Welcome to Beyond Bitewings, the business side of dentistry, brought to you by Edwards & Associates PC. Join us as we discuss how to build your dental practice, optimize your income, and plan for your future. This podcast is distributed with the understanding that Edwards & Associates PC is not rendering legal, accounting, or professional advice. Listeners should consult with their business advisors before acting on any of the information that is shared. At Edwards & Associates PC, our business is the business of dentistry. For help or more information, visit our website at eanassociates.com.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond Bitewings. I have in the studio with us today Christy Smith and Robert Edwards. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Great today.
Yes. So we have a fun episode. I think this episode is going to be really interesting. And we're going to kind of title it Secret Shopper Calls. But what I wanted to title it was How to Lose a New Patient in 8 Rings or Less. What we've got is some live calls to dental offices and the good things and the bad things about how the front desk person engaged that new patient, potential new patient. I doubt some of those would have closed the new patient. Some of them did good. Some of them did not so great. So we're going to have those examples and talk about what was good and what was bad. And Christy's going to help us with that because she's the expert on customer relationship. That is her thing.
I try to be. I like it.
You do like
I
it.
do love it.
You do love it. You're very good at it. So you did these secret shopper calls with
I did.
With the dental offices. Correct. Blind, right? They didn't know this was coming.
Correct.
And
only the dentist knew.
Right. The dentist knew, but the front desk obviously didn't because they would have done differently, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Although some of them did okay.
Well, and also, I mean, you never knew when I was going to call, so.
Right. True.
You know. But yeah, we offered the service to our clients, and they had a form to fill out, basically, like the best time of day to call, the best days to call.
And so you chose the opposite of all of that?
No. No, I stuck within their guidelines. If there were specific things they wanted us to listen for, we won't go over any of that today specifically. And then also we asked the staff members' names just so that, we could kind of get an idea of who they were maybe concerned with, I guess. Mm-hmm. And we had a list, like a little report card kind of list of things that we were looking for them.
So it wasn't subjective. It was really objective.
I think so, yes. Yes.
And so how did you, what were you looking for to be, quote, a good call? Well,
they really need to be able to build a relationship with the caller, with the prospective patient, really engage them, ask their name, ask questions about them, and try to just build that relationship to make the potential client or patient, client,
wrong
potential patient to want to be in that practice.
To want to schedule.
Right, to want to schedule and
to feel comfortable.
Done. Right, feel comfortable. Let's see. And then also we looked at other things like, how many times did it take them, how many rings did it take them to answer? Was the person who answered pleasant? Could you understand them? Were they knowledgeable about the practice? There were many other questions, but also, did they offer an appointment? And the biggest thing, I think, was if the caller didn't schedule an appointment, did the front desk person get the caller's information so that they could follow up later? Right. It's just a way to follow up with that person if they don't make the appointment.
Right, because I know personally, if I hang up, I'm probably not calling back. But the thing about me is I'm not calling the next practice either. I get easily dissuaded in my health scheduling routine. Right. So I'd be like, okay, well, I quote tried. But if someone were to call me back, I would probably go, yeah, I'm not going to call anybody else. That's the bottom line. Just schedule me right now. And so they would have had me somebody called me back.
That probably would be me as well. My mother, just a quick story, she had a friend who would schedule her hair appointments for her when she would go to the hairdresser, because my mom was so bad about calling and scheduling the appointment.
That would
She'll
be
kill
me.
me for saying this, but but yeah, her best friend would go and get her hair done, and she would say, "Okay, Jan, how about this?" And she would schedule her
That's
appointment.
hysterical.
It's really funny.
But yeah, that makes sense.
I think people don't really want to do it. So some of these calls were great. Some of them were not so great. None of them were terrible.
Which was good. And I was actually surprised to see that.
It was really great.
Yeah.
But they all lacked the same component.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that.
So none of them were just like knock out of the park kind of
No,
call.
not 100% on their report card, quote unquote report card.
So you have a report card. How many things did it have on it that you could rate these? I mean, was it 5, 10, 20?
About 15.
Okay,
About
great.
15 different things.
Great.
And when we were finished, the doctor was sent, a copy of the call and a copy of the report card so that they could kind of address. And then we also offered training to them and their staff if they wanted it. So yeah, I mean, it was a really good tool. And like I said, no one did terribly. I think that sometimes it's hard for them and the front desk really to understand that they're a salesperson, really.
Right.
I mean, they really have to work to sell the practice, sell the doctor.
And they don't realize that. And it's sort of not what I signed up for kind of thing.
Right. However, if you've got a good front desk, then they're totally equipped to do the job.
Totally.
They just have to be trained to do it, I think.
And really, they just need to be a cheerleader for the practice because that's all it takes to go, yeah, he's great. She's great.
Absolutely.
You totally want to schedule.
Absolutely.
You're going to love it.
Yes.
Well, they have to feel it first. They have to actually feel that way. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, there's so many places these days that just don't have good customer service. And if you could be that practice, I mean, you're going to get a lot of new patients,
It's true.
I would think.
Yeah.
So I guess we should probably listen to the first call.
Let's do it.
That's great. Let's hear it.
Let's see what happens. Hi, I am new to the area and I'm trying to find a new dentist.
Okay. Are you needing a cleaning or?
Yeah, so normally we go in March, but it's a little over a year since we've been just because I wasn't ready to go back after COVID. So yeah, and then I knew we were moving and so I kind of put it off just a little bit. So I don't think any of us are in bad shape, but it has been a year in March, so.
Okay.
So cleanings and exams or whatever. I have 2 children and so there'd be 3 of us total.
Okay. All right. Were you guys all wanting to come at the same time?
Well, actually, I'm just trying to get some information first, and just because we are new. But so since I don't have a job yet, and so I don't know what my insurance will be. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to come in before I get the insurance. It just kind of depends on what my options are. So go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So we do have a cash fee, and then we also offer like a cash patient like care package. But if you're going to eventually have insurance, the care package wouldn't necessarily make sense.
I don't even know.
Have it
I mean, if I will, that's the issue. So anything you can tell me would be great.
I can tell you what the cost of it is, the care package, and then you can decide.
Okay, perfect.
That way you at least know and have the information. Let's see. So the care package that we offer is $225, and it covers you for a whole year, and it includes cleaning, exam, and X-rays. Okay. And if you're wanting to add your 2 children as well, they would be an additional $125 each to add on.
Oh, okay.
For the first person, it's $225, and then for the other 2, it would just be $125. Okay. And then it also covers emergency visits and exam and X-rays as well for those emergency visits, and then it gives discounts on any treatment. So that's what that is. Okay. And so for all 3 of you guys, it would be, I'm adding it all up because I'm terrible at keeping track of my head really fast.
It's about $500, it sounds like.
Yeah, $475.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then, let's say I do get insurance. What insurance do you guys accept?
So we accept all insurance. We are in network with the PPO options, but we accept all insurances.
Yeah, so PPO is the main one, I guess, anyway, right? Usually.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
And you do treat children, I take it. My kids are older, but okay, good. And then can you tell me kind of what it's like after COVID? I mean, is it safe to come in?
Yeah, so our waiting room is currently closed.
Oh, okay.
And we're all still wearing masks, and we do ask that our patients do too, but we are leaving it up to them. If they decide not to, they don't have to. But since the waiting room's closed, there's no waiting in here anyways, so it doesn't really matter as much, because they're just going to go straight back to their rooms. We also are cleaning the rooms extra, and we have air purifier, I think is what it is, in the rooms to help with that. So to help with any of the aerosols that go around. But
okay, that's great.
that is what we're doing.
Good,
Yep.
yeah, because that's part of the reason I kind of waited, and then, so
Right, yeah.
and every state's been different on their opening and all of that.
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, that helps me quite a bit, so I appreciate you giving that info. I am shopping just because I want to find a dentist and stick with one since we moved. So
Yeah.
okay,
Yes,
wonderful.
absolutely. I understand.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When was that call made
Roughly.
May, I think.
of this
This
year?
year. Mhm.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I think it was about May.
Okay, so tell us, critique it. What'd she do right? What'd she do wrong?
She was very bubbly.
She was
which
very nice.
I love
So
that.
sweet, yes.
And she knew her stuff, I think.
She could have been more practiced in it. Like, I think it's an air purifier.
Yeah, she did say a lot
yeah.
of things. She
Yeah.
did. That's true. A little bit more confident
Yes.
in her answers.
Yes.
I didn't hear her really sell the doctor or the practice
Right.
per se. But
She didn't mention the doctor one time.
No, but she knew all the answers about COVID. She knew answers about their, insurance or payment plans that they have. So I think all of that was great. She did, go straight to schedule that appointment, which is wonderful.
Is the right thing to do.
I don't feel like she worked to build the relationship that we were talking about. She didn't ask my name or
Where'd you move from?
Right.
How are
Great
you liking
question.
it here?
Great question.
Yes.
And how can
Yes.
we follow up with you?
Right.
She didn't ask that.
She didn't
That's
ask
the
that.
key. Yeah.
But again, overall, I think it was a good call.
Yeah,
think
she was.
so.
You left feeling good
Yes,
about
absolutely,
them.
absolutely, and I think she answered all the questions.
Yeah. But not an A
perfectly.
plus.
Not an A plus. I'd say B plus maybe. I
Okay.
don't know, maybe even an A minus.
Okay.
So
Good.
let's go on to the second one.
Okay, let's
Second
hear number
one's
2.
The second one's a lot of fun.
Are we on ring number 4 now?
That's ring number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what time of day did you make this call?
It wasn't during lunch. It was during the time.
Whatever your
that the doctor-
designated time
yeah,
was.
The doctor
Okay.
specified, correct.
So it's not 8 o'clock at night. Not answering machine time.
No, absolutely not.
I wouldn't have made it this far.
Thank you for
No.
calling.
Right.
If you could please leave us
So-
a message, we
so
are
you didn't
either on
get
the other
through.
line or
No.
out of the
Oh.
office, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you.
So yeah, that call was, an F all around. Let's just say it.
Yeah, I thought you said none of them were train wrecks.
Right.
Well-
Yeah.
I mean,
Most of them were good. There were a couple
that was
were
a bad
terrible.
call, but we don't know how the front desk person would have performed.
Right.
I will tell
That's
you.
like a forfeit.
No, well, not exactly. I will tell you that I had a pretty good call after that when
Okay.
I was able to reach them.
Okay.
However, that is a perfect example of what you don't want to have.
First of all, it was too many rings
It was like
before
7 or
the
8.
machine answered.
Yeah.
Secondly, it was a machine
Right.
that answered.
Yeah, 7 or
you
8
would've lost me
rings.
before you got to the machine.
So there's not much to say about that one.
Yeah, that one speaks for itself, I would
It
say.
really does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it just me, or if I was still there when the machine picked up, I certainly would have hung up when I heard the machine.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
after 8 rings, I deserve a human being.
Agree 100%.
Well, I'm not, unless I am already a patient and am intentionally wanting to talk to them, I'm not leaving a new patient message
no.
Right.
on a
No.
machine.
Right.
I'm just not.
No.
I'm just going to hang up. I might call back if I had heard good things, like if I had a personal referral.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was cold calling, I would just be on to the next
Yep.
one.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll move on to call number 3.
They answered. Here we go.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm trying to find a new dentist for my son, please. Just trying to get some information.
Okay. What questions do you have?
Well, I just need to know if you're taking new patients, first of all.
Yes, we are.
Okay, and then we don't have insurance, so I don't know what your fees are for, like, new patient exams and things like that.
Okay. Has this patient seen a dentist before that perhaps has taken...
Yes, but from a different state, but I guess I could get them sent over.
Okay. How recent are those x-rays?
I don't know, probably like a year.
Okay, then we will have to take new x-rays.
Okay.
Let me look at our fees. How old is this patient?
10.
10, okay. So we have two dentists. The first one is Dr.
Mm-hmm.
He is a specialist. We also have Dr. She is also a specialist. Let's see. And it would just be up to you who you would want to schedule with.
Well, I just want to get some information first, especially about, like I said, the prices and things like that.
And you would also like a cleaning?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so our price is $308.
Okay, and so that's for the new patient visit and the x-rays and the cleaning.
Correct.
Okay, great. Okay, I guess that's all I needed to know right now, and then I guess I'll call back and make an appointment.
Of course.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
So again, this one rang a little long.
It rang a little
A
long.
little long, but it was answered. She was pleasant, but not overly pleasant. She seemed like she could care less, honestly.
She didn't warm up very fast.
Right. But she was nice.
Her answers were very short.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like she was bothered.
No.
Yes.
And then she waited on you to talk, and when you didn't, then
Correct.
she finally started talking
That's
again.
correct. And that's something I noticed.
She did warm up, but, she became more talkative.
Right.
Not warmer. That's different.
Again, we're looking for that relationship building that wasn't there, and the offer to take the information and follow back up with the caller.
Right. There was really no interest in trying to retain you.
I didn't feel
it was all left to you. You can call back or not.
Right.
Basically.
That's kind of how I felt. And then you pick whichever dentist you want. Well, how do I know?
I was thinking the same
I
thing.
have no idea.
So you have a good day.
Right, exactly. That's kind of how I felt on that one. So that one was definitely not one of the better ones. Again, not terrible. So I would say probably a C on that one.
Maybe a C minus,
maybe
D.
yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's definitely not train wreck material. We've heard some of those, but but not stellar. No. Not even really good.
I kind of have to agree with you, you there. So,
and once you fill out your report card on these, you discussed it with the doctor, right?
What I did was I sent it to the doctor with an email that basically said, we felt the front desk person did well in these areas. These are areas for improvement.
Okay.
So that they would have that, in writing.
Did you send them a copy of the tape, the recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They have those as well.
All right.
So
great.
Yeah, I thought it was great. We got some good feedback.
Okay, good.
Our clients. So, yeah. So,
okay, let's hear the next one.
Are we on to number 4 now?
Yeah.
Number 4.
Hi, I recently moved here, and my dentist, before I moved, said that I probably need a root canal on one of my teeth, but I have curvy roots. So he suggested that I check with an endodontist for that work.
Okay. Well, we can definitely. And so you're just looking to get an appointment scheduled?
Well, not yet. I thought I'd get some information. Just kind of, this will be my first root canal. So
Sure.
I guess I just need to know kind of what to expect and the pricing and things like that.
Okay. If I could get you to hold 1 second, let me step over to my desk and we can kind of talk about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So far, pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, I like their on-hold music.
I do.
They have great on-hold music. I agree.
How far away is their desk?
How much do we want to like this on-hold music?
Well,
I like it pretty well, but I don't know how long I can listen to it. Maybe we're about 20 seconds right now, which that's not too bad.
well, it's not bad for being on hold, but she just said she was going to her desk. I mean,
Yeah, how far away? How big an office is it?
She had to have gotten stopped along the way, right?
That was me going back to my desk, basically.
Right.
Never happens.
I've done that and then forgotten. And then it's like, are you going to get that call? Oh my gosh, I forgot the call.
Right.
It's terrible. It doesn't happen often, but.
But does she eventually come back?
Well, okay, so I'm kind of going to ask us to stop this recording. This hold went on for 3 minutes
Oh my gosh.
and 11 seconds.
Wow.
Well, I would have been gone again.
Right, and I didn't want to waste our recording time, listening to that, obviously.
Yeah, well, neither do the listeners. Want to sit there and listen to that for
Exactly.
3 minutes and 11
So
seconds.
there's the first problem right there. It was a 3.5 minute hold or whatever.
Right.
She was pleasant again. The rings were 3, I think, or two or three, maybe.
At least 3. Mm-hmm.
Which
it seems to be common, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. We'll listen to the others and find out. So that was, the first problem. But she was pleasant. You could understand her. Go ahead and forward that call to where she gets back on the line so we don't have to listen all that whole time.
Can you skip ahead 3 minutes and see what it sounds like?
Oh,
Thank you so much for holding. You are having some questions in regards to your first-time root canal?
Yes, I've never had one, so I just need to know kind of what to expect and the cost and things.
Sure. Well, first, right now, root canals have come a long way. If you've never had one before from the traditional, probably what you've heard, most of the things done now are usually done through scope. Here in our office, we are one of the offices, well, the only office probably in this area that use a technique called gentle wave. That technique is the traditional way of doing root canals is usually with the files. The gentle waves use sonic wave motion and water, cleaning out the canals of the tooth. It is a lot gentler on the tooth. The recovery is a lot quicker, and it kind of helps with the discomfort that the patients may or may not experience after traditional type of root canal therapy. Most of the root canals can be done in one day with the doctor when you come in for the consultation. We do it one or two ways. If you just want the doctor to do an evaluation, determine if the root canal is needed, and then schedule for the treatment at a later date. It can be done that way. That's about a 40-minute appointment. Or else if you want to schedule for consultation and same day treatment if the root canal is needed, that's anywhere from a 2-hour to maybe 2-hour, 15-minute appointment that we can schedule it either or.
Okay.
And then as far as cost, each tooth, and has different roots.
Yeah.
So it just depends on where the tooth is located. If it's an anterior tooth versus a tooth in the back, and if it's a first-time root canal or if it's a retreatment. Yours is a first-time root canal. The fees for the root canal starting could be anywhere from $1,170 up to $1,370, and that's just with no insurance consideration first, and then depending on if you have a general dentist or if we're looking to do a temporary seal on the tooth, which means that you're going to go back to see your general dentist within at least a week to 2 weeks at the max, and then they're going to do the final restoration on the tooth. Or if it's something that we need to do a permanent seal, which means we'll do the root canal and you really wouldn't need to go back for your general dentist if they're not anticipating doing a crown or redoing a crown or anything on the tooth. Okay. So it just kind of pins those options. There is a fee for the initial evaluation before insurance consideration. That initial evaluation with the 3D image x-ray can be anywhere from $129 to $329.
Okay, that gives me a lot of information. Try to think. Okay, so that helps, and so now I think I have what I need to proceed and try and plan and set an appointment. So I will get back to you as soon as I get it all together.
Okay, and if there is dental insurance, then we'll just gather your insurance information. We have a insurance verification team that will call and get a breakdown of your benefits and see how those can be applied towards any consultation or treatment moving forward.
Okay. Oh, I did think of one other question. Do you have the payment plans for this work, or if I don't have insurance and
we do. Yes, we do, and we partner with a lending company called Care Credit.
Okay.
And how that works is there's a short application to fill out. You can actually log on to carecredit.com and go through that process. It normally takes about 15 minutes from start to finish an approval. And then with Care Credit, once you come into our office, they will allow 12 months with no interest for repayment on the dollar amount that you apply to Care Credit. That's $500 or more.
Okay.
Is 12 months to a year. Under 500 is usually 6 months.
Okay, great. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, wonderful. Well, that gives me tons of information. Thank you so much for your help.
You are welcome. We look forward to speaking to you in the future, I hope.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that person is a technical expert.
She knew her stuff.
She knew her stuff.
Not the warmest person in the world, but
thought she was pleasant.
I thought she was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought she was pleasant.
Right. I mean, she didn't build a relationship necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, I guess it's still very important in an endodontic office as opposed to a general dentist. I mean, they're not going to
come back necessarily, right?
You hope.
But she didn't make you want to close the deal.
No.
I mean, she did work to sell.
She really did.
The doctor.
And
she did a great job.
A new treatment I didn't know about.
She did a great job selling the practice. I will give her a definite A+ there.
I think that's true.
But yeah, so she doesn't need to build a relationship with you for ongoing, but she needed to close you.
Agreed.
For that moment.
Or at least get the info and say, call back and say, we're still concerned about this tooth. I know that that we hear that a lot in some of the training that we know about, that, you want to show concern.
Right.
That helps. So she didn't do that, but I think she did pretty good.
Yeah.
It was just that long hole, man.
Yeah.
If it weren't for that, she would have gotten
never would have gotten to her.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
the hold was, would you say 3.5 minutes?
Yes. Yeah.
No.
3.5 minutes, right. I know.
But she made it worth it.
She did.
When she picked up, she really answered all your questions.
Right.
But more than just giving you the fees or whatever, she talked about how they were better to their competitors and how it was going to be more comfortable to you. I mean, you can't beat that.
No. I mean, sign me up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Okay. We have one more, I think. Call number.
How can I help you?
Hi. Can you tell me how much a cleaning is?
Yes, just the pricing is $133.
Okay, and if I were a new patient, do I need to do anything else before that, or could I just schedule a cleaning?
Yes and no. So I would have to get your information, things like that. And
okay.
So it wouldn't be just a cleaning that I would schedule for you. When we do a new patient appointment, we have to schedule an exam, we take x-rays, and then a cleaning on top of it. So it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours of your time if we do it on the same day. Is that something that you're okay with?
Yes, possibly. So the cleaning was $130 something, you said?
$133. Yes,
okay, and so then the new patient exam on top of that would
plus
be
the x-rays if you haven't taken a PNO or FMX recently.
Okay.
Then we would take that as well, but the PNO would be at no charge.
Okay.
I'm assuming you don't have insurance.
I don't.
Okay. So the total for everything would be $435.
$435. Okay. And so it hasn't been that long since I had a cleaning, but it's been about 6 months because I moved.
Okay.
But so I could push it a little bit until I got insurance possibly, but what insurance do you take?
So we are out of network office,
okay.
But if whatever insurance you choose to get, if it's a PPO and not an HMO, then you're still able to utilize those PPO benefits here, and they'll just pay at an out of network price rate instead of a contracted rate. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and let's see what else. I think that's all I really need to ask. Okay, great. I guess I will check back with you to set an appointment if I need to.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We're here till 5 o'clock today.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So that one was pretty good.
Okay.
She was upbeat.
Yes.
I felt like she knew all the answers to the questions.
Right.
Again, we're looking for that relationship building and follow-up.
Right.
That wasn't there.
Because there's no guarantee you're going to call back.
Right.
Yeah, once you let them off the phone, you probably lost them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like when people say it's too much, you want to remove the objection somehow. So I'm surprised none of these people ask you, you know, what would it take for you to schedule an appointment? What else do I need to tell you to get you to schedule an appointment now? Something to try to get you to schedule.
Good point. Yes, and or at the very least, have some information so you can check back with them.
Yeah, get your phone number or something, or email address,
Name
something.
and phone number is really all.
Yeah,
that's all you need, really.
Yeah.
So again, that one was not too bad.
Yeah, but a lot of them were quote not too bad.
Exactly,
but not necessarily.
I don't feel
good.
like
there's not one in here that
great.
knocked my socks off, and there's not one in here that is just terrible.
Right.
Yeah, except for the 3.5 minute hold.
And the 8 rings and answering machine.
Yes.
Wasn't great either. So
it's better than calling the IRS where you hold forever and they pick up and say, we're not accepting calls. Click.
And you listen to Swan Lake the whole time.
And you're comparing apples to oranges, then yes, you're correct.
Yes.
It's not as bad. Oh, gosh.
So this is something that we offered to our clients. It's an ongoing offer, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
It is, yes.
Tell the listeners about it.
So all they need to do is call me, or actually, they
Make
can
sure
call
she
me.
builds a relationship with you. Get your phone number.
I try. For existing clients, we have for our monthly core clients, it was offered once a year as part of their
package.
Part of their package. Other clients, if they wanted it, I can't remember what the fee was.
Yeah,
but
we'd have to look that up.
We'll look that up if you want to call us. We'll look it up. If you're not a client, we can still do it for the same fee. I would assume that we do for our other clients.
How do they get in touch with us?
They would email us at info@eandassociates.com, or they can call us at 972-267. Almost forgot it. Use the email so much. 972-267-9191.
And ask for Christy.
Yes, ask for me. That's me, and I will be happy to help you.
But even if you don't remember, we'll get you to the right place.
Absolutely. And there is a form. It's just a very quick Google form that I'll send the link to you, and you just answer those questions that we talked about at the top of the episode, and then we're off to the races.
Great.
And one other thing, if I'm a doctor and I'm considering using this, well, I don't want them to know who's calling, so you do block the caller ID, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yes, I do. Yeah, and then just record those and
great.
Keep them and process them through and give them to the doctors just so they have the information that they need.
Super. If I was a doctor, I'd certainly want to try it.
It's important. The first person that they talk to.
Right. First point of contact is key.
That has not changed.
No, it hasn't. And even if they're good, there's always places that there could be improvement.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Great information. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for being here today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening today. Be sure to subscribe to Beyond Bitewings on your favorite podcast platform. For more info, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, or reach out to us on our website. You can also shoot us an email at info@eandassociates.com.